exclusive insight into the world of Badger athletics. This is Wisconsin Huddle. Here's Andrew Banstra.
Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra, and this is the Wisconsin Huddle. Thrilled to be joined by my co-host for this evening, Wisconsin Volleyball's Jada Cerniglia. Jada, thank you so much for doing this evening. We're really excited to have you on.
I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. You know, we'll get right into it, talking not necessarily about volleyball right away, but here on the Wisconsin Huddle, we like to learn who an athlete is as a human. And to do that, we're going to play a game we like to call Bump, Set, Lie. So two truths and a lie. The catch is that Jada is going to pretend like all three of those things are true. The job for you and the crowd is to tell us which one was the lie. So we'll start off. You wear the same number on the volleyball court that your mom did when she played at Wisconsin, right?
Yes, number 13. I surprised her on my official visit by picking it out. I grabbed her old jersey from my house that I tore apart the basement to try and find the night before. I was like, Mom, we need to find your jersey. And she was like, why? I was like, I can't tell you that right now, but you'll see in a little bit. So I surprised her and kind of carrying on her legacy.
Secondly, you own your own media company, right?
Yes, I do. Jada Ray Media. I started it in high school. I was a videographer, still am, and then I kind of transitioned into photography, and I do a lot of content creation. So that's what that is. And
thirdly, you know, you mentioned high school. You mentioned not quite football yet, but football runs in the family, and we'll get to that. When you were in high school at Middleton, right? Here, right outside of Madison.
Right down the road.
One night, the high school football team needed a kicker to fill in for their game, and that was you, right?
It was insane, you guys. They literally called me off the bench, and I had to go kick. I can't promise that it was that good, but, like, I got the job done, and it was fine.
I think all three of those things are extremely believable, but I'm more interested to know what you, the viewers, and you, the crowd, think. Which ones were the bump and the set, and which one was the lie? Football? Any other guesses? Football?
The football is true. Trust me, I was a kicker.
I think they snuffed it out. I think they snuffed it out. Maybe I didn't do a good enough job coming up with a better lie, but could you kick a football?
I think I could pull it off.
Okay,
I think
fair
I
enough.
could do it, yeah.
And we'll get a lot more into, you know, your family and their ties to Wisconsin and how that relates to your story as a Badger, in addition to your media company. But as we continue to get to know who Jada is as a human, let's hear how her teammates describe her.
I'd say Jada's just like a cute little person. Like, she's so cute and bubbly, but she knows what's going on. She knows how to communicate with people in a way where she's giving them her love. She's got a lot of love to give, you could tell, and you just know she's super appreciative of everything and every person she meets.
Jada is our resident influencer. She's got the Octo Buddy, she's got the clips. Like, if somebody wants an Instagram story, they go, Jada, can you make this for me? So yeah, she's just our tech savvy girl.
Jada is just Jada at the end of the day, and like, I know if I'm having a bad day, like, Jada will be there, like, in your corner to like help you. She's like has so much love, like energy. She's really just like a joy and a light to see, like, every single day, and like the energy she brings into the gym, just like the kind of like free soul, like smile, and like I know at the end of the day, like if anything's going wrong, I can just like look at Jada and she'll have like a huge smile on her face and just be like, yeah, you go out there and kill it, girl.
If all three of them said the exact same thing, it must be true. I guess I'm sitting next to a really amazing human who you'll get to know much, much more, in addition to her ties to Wisconsin that extend to her family, next on the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with our co-host Jada Cerniglia, and this is the Wisconsin Huddle. Jada, I couldn't not mention the incredible family ties that you have to Wisconsin. You mentioned you wear the same number that your mom did when she played volleyball here. Your dad played hockey at Wisconsin at the Kohl Center, what is now the Kohl Center. which is where you guys opened the season, and your
Yeah.
brother played football. How full circle is it that you are now here at Wisconsin as a Badger?
I have told this story about a million times, and I'll tell it for the rest of my life. It's been a dream come true to be here. It's been my dream to be a Badger since I could walk. I've grown up around Wisconsin volleyball my entire life, so I know what it means to be a Badger, and I know how special that is. To see my mom kind of play her first year, and I'm playing my last year, I'm kind of finishing what she started in a sense, which I think is super cool. Taking kind of how my dad acted in college, because apparently we're twins.
Okay.
So we acted pretty similar, and we had similar things in college, and so I think that's really awesome. And then seeing my brother kind of take on his own role on the team here and play in Badger Red has been so cool. And for me to end up here for my last year is just perfect.
What was that recruitment process like when you were in the portal? I imagine you knew you wanted to be here.
Yeah.
How did that conversation go, and how did it
Yep.
end in like, yes, here's your offer, you're going to be a Badger?
Yeah, so my transfer portal process was a lot different than some. It took a little bit longer. I still had to graduate from my previous school, so I was there until May, and then I could come. So I was kind of waiting it out. I reached out to Kelly a couple times. No answer, no answer, no answer. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to be persistent, see how this goes. I've known him for a really long time, good family friend. So I had that prior relationship with him, so I always know he means well.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, he reaches back out, and he's like, hey, can you talk? Like, great morning, whatever. It's his thing. Great morning,
Yeah.
great afternoon.
I've heard about this.
Yes. And I was like, yes, I can talk. So I sprinted out of bed, ran downstairs, took the call, and he's kind of chit-chatting with me, and then all of a sudden he just stops the conversation. He's like, do you want to be a part of this program? And I'm like, absolutely, I do. And then from there, I was on my visit, committed, and the rest is history. Now I'm here.
I imagine you'd been waiting for that call your whole life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
What was it like when you told your family about this? I imagine that it was pretty emotional for them as well.
Yeah, I FaceTime my mom first, she didn't answer. FaceTime my dad next, did answer. So then I FaceTimed them both, and then they
Sure.
finally answered. And I screen recorded the call because I knew that it would be a very emotional thing. And I ended up making a video about it later, telling all my friends and family about it. But my dad immediately put on his Letterman jacket, he threw up the W, and it was just a super cool moment.
So when you put on the Badger uniform for the first time,
Yeah.
what was that like? And tell me a little bit more about that whole situation with your mom and finding her jersey. You mentioned that, but that's really cool.
Yeah, putting the jersey on for the first time was a very surreal moment. I remember our red and white scrimmage, that was the first time I ever put it on, and I walked in the field house and I was just like in awe the entire day. Just walking out with Badger Red on 13 and Cerniglia on my back was super cool. But yeah, the night before my visit, I was like throwing things around trying to figure out where my her jersey was, and I finally found it in like some random blanket basket. I don't know how it ended up there, but it did. And then yeah, showing her that next day and surprising her was really special.
And what was it like, you know, taking the field or the court at the Kohl Center as well, somewhere where
Yeah.
your dad had played? Like,
Yeah.
you've really connected all the
All the
dots
dots.
with your family here,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, no, that was super cool too. I remember the first practice we had there, I think it was a couple days before we played. I walked in and I was just like trying to take everything in because he also worked within athletics while I was growing up, so I would run those halls when I was little. So some of his old coworkers saw me in the hallway and they were like, you're not this little anymore, like you're like all grown up. And I'm like, I know, it's crazy. So yeah, so being in there and sharing that with him was super cool. And on the game day, I wore one of his old hockey jackets. I felt like it was fitting, so it was really awesome.
That is amazing. And when we come back, we're going to get to the volleyball court, talk about what has been going on for the Badgers this season. Spoiler alert, all good things. When we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banster with WISC TV. Thrilled to be joined by my co-host, Jada Cerniglia with Wisconsin Volleyball. And nobody would be surprised to know that the Badgers are off to a fantastic start. You get off to 7-1 start in the non-conference. You win your Big Ten opener. You know, is there a ceiling for this team, and just how good can this group be?
I think everybody is very excited about this team. I think we're very new and everybody is kind of getting to know us, which makes us very exciting. Starting non-conference, I think it was so fun playing all the teams we did, especially the Florida match, all of that stuff. It was just super cool. And then starting conference with a win, with 2 wins, so awesome. But yeah, the ceiling is very, very high for this team.
And Michigan coming up on Saturday, I believe it is, and a week from today, it'll be Penn State. A
Yep.
couple of really, really big matches. But if I know Kelly Sheffield, and you know him a lot better than I do, you guys aren't going to get ahead of yourself. You're
Yeah.
going to focus on what you guys can control within the team, I'd assume.
Yep. We go team by team. We go day by day. We definitely focus on us, especially to start off the season. We're still working through some kinks, as all teams do. But it's really good because we never get ahead of ourselves. We never look to the future. We always got to take care of business as each day comes and as each game comes. So, yeah, we never get ahead of ourselves, as Kelly says.
I mentioned this earlier as well, and I'd like to play a game we like to call Coach Translator. What does Kelly Sheffield mean when he says great afternoon, or is it great morning? Well,
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
odd, but what's the significance
Yeah,
there?
so he'll walk into practice, he'll be like, great morning, or he'll walk into practice, great afternoon, how we feeling? And we'll say, great. It's just been his thing, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do
We'll have
you
to ask
know
him.
why or where that came from? I guess?
I'm not sure where it
Fair.
started. I know that it's been a long time thing that he's done, because as soon as I came in and I heard everybody say great, I was like, okay, I got to catch on to this fast and realize what I'm doing, because he always says it. But yeah, I'm curious to know where that started.
That is amazing. And the Badgers have been absolutely amazing this year. A national title is hopefully on their minds. It's certainly a possibility with this group. When we come back, we're going to talk about things that aren't quite volleyball related, but just as much fun when we return to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison, where clearly, Jada, we have a loud and enthused crowd to have you in the building tonight.
Yes.
Wisconsin volleyball's very own Jada Cerniglia. And I'd say we're having fun so far.
We are. This has been amazing so far.
So we're going to learn a little bit more about you and some of the stuff that you do off the court in this week's edition of Badger Banter. And our question is, who on the team, on the volleyball team, is most likely to become a social media influencer?
Okay.
What would your answer to that be?
Okay, well, taking everything into account,
Sure.
can I be an?
I
can
think that would
Okay.
make sense.
Well, I think I would be most likely to become an influencer, as I have my own social media business.
I think it
that
makes
would be the
sense.
safest option.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see what your teammates had to say.
Yeah, influencer, definitely Jada, for sure. She does a really good job with all the Instagram, social media stuff. She's always got her phone out recording, and she's always editing on her like CapCut thing. But she, like, some people do it, and you're like, yeah, she does a really good job. She knows what the people want to see. She knows how to handle herself on social media, and she's got a following because of it. So.
No, it definitely is Jada, and I don't know, she just knows all of the trends, and she like has a good eye for like what clips to like take. Like, anybody has a camera, anybody can take videos, but like she knows exactly what to take a video of that is going to go viral. Like, we were like sitting on the couch watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, and she put together a video and that went viral. Like, so yeah, I think she just has an eye and like a talent for it.
Easily Jada. She'll become an influencer like that. Like anything, like she's vlogging, she's got the voice, everything. Jada, influencer, all. Has her name written all over.
So she sounds like the perfect guest to have on this show that I'm hosting. Like if anybody was, yeah, you think so?
Yeah, totally. Like if you want to guest on any show, Jada. Game show, Jada. Reality TV show, Jada. Like anything, Jada's the one for you.
So clearly we have the right person here if all of their answers were Jada. And Jada, that brings me to ask, what makes you so right for social media? What inspires you to enjoy doing that? And, you know, clearly it's a track that you're working towards, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so my social media journey, I guess, started back in high school. I created my YouTube channel, and I would make vlogs of all of my club tournament away trips. And I just loved looking back on those videos, and once club season was done and I was moving on to college, and I was like, well, I really enjoy this. Like, I want to continue this. So I ended up making more vlogs as I went through college, and I was sharing my life as a Division I athlete, and I kind of moved that to TikTok and Instagram a little bit. And I've started to grow on all 3 platforms, and it's been so cool to be able to share my life as an athlete, as a daughter, as a friend, as a teammate, and connect with fans on a different level, on a more personal level, because I think that's something that's really unique that we have the new opportunity of doing, is connecting with young girls that aspire to be where we are, because I was once them. So it's been really fun.
And give me a plug for your business, because anybody out there watching, I would imagine if you have social media photography needs, where else would you want to go than a Wisconsin Badger? How did that turn into something that you can do as a career, and is that something that you want to be your full-time career whenever you're done playing volleyball?
Yeah, so again, started back in high school. I started with making videos. I did a wedding here and there, and then as I went through college, I kind of got into photography, and that's been super fun. I have my own camera and all the things, and I aspire to do it once I graduate. Want to go to sports social media, so I'd be your girl on the sideline taking videos of the touchdowns and all the things, and I just love being around sports, and I want to continue being in the sports world, and if I can mix media and that together, that's a dream come true.
Well, clearly you were the right person to not only for this question, but also to be on the show. I mean, this is media after all, even though we're having a whole lot of fun. We'll do more of that when we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with Wisconsin Volleyball's Jada Cerniglia, and this has been an absolute blast. And how do we finish things off in volleyball but to do the 5th set? And in the 5th set, we're going to ask Jada some rapid fire and fun questions just to kind of figure out who she is as a person and kind of get that tie-breaking set to give the Badgers the win. So my first question would be, if you're on a bus trip and let's say you're doing karaoke on the bus trip. Do you guys ever do that when you're out, some singing?
We have yet to, but maybe I will.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
If you did, would you be the DJ? Would you be dancing? Or would you be, and I'm pretty sure this is not it, would you be hiding?
Okay, not hiding.
I didn't think so.
The DJ would for sure be Charlie.
Okay.
She has her little own DJ set, so that's
Oh,
she's
really?
got that on lock. I would be the dancer.
Okay.
For sure. Bringing that energy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
In the team group chat, are you more of a gift sender or an emoji sender?
Ooh, emoji.
Emoji?
Yes.
You got a go-to emoji?
Honestly, the hand heart emoji.
Okay.
Or just the laughing, crying emoji, because we have a lot of funny people on team, so it's just always used.
Let's ask the craziest question that we have here. Would you ever, and how would it work, if you guys played an outdoor game? So you know how, sometimes hockey will play at a baseball stadium. Let's say we took the volleyball court, put it in Camp Randall, sidebar, or I should say remix, when it's snowing. How would that work? How would that work out?
Well, it would make diving a lot easier. I feel like it's like sledding almost. I feel like you would glide pretty good unless it's icy. Then that could cause some problems for our hitters if we're jumping a lot.
Sure.
But I think we should incorporate a snowball fight into the game. I think that would be good.
I think that'd be awesome. The last one we'll ask you, and this is the 5th set, so this is maybe the most important point that we'll have. Would you rather serve or receive match point?
Ooh, serve.
Serve?
Because then I could get an ace and I could be the winning point to end the match.
And that's what the Badgers have been doing a whole lot of this season, and we can expect them to do even more. Jada, it's been an absolute blast. And as always, we close out the Wisconsin Huddle by however it is that your team breaks down their huddle, we're going to do the same thing. So do you guys have a special thing you do?
We say Badgers on 3,
Cool.
1, 2, 3 Badgers, but the key is everybody has to be touching in the huddle. So that's what we have to do, okay?
Break us down.
All right, ready? Badgers on 3, 1, 2, 3,
Badgers. We'll see you next week on the Wisconsin Huddle.